Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, möchte ich recht herzlich aus Vancouver begrüßen. Wir sind hier im Büro der Manex-Gruppe und ich habe bei mir Larry Page, Präsident von der Manex Group, und er ist der wohl bekannteste und renommierteste Marktexperte, den wir hier in Vancouver und in Kanada sitzen haben. Hi, Larry. It's nice to meet you here in your office, and you are a well experienced market expert, I would say, and president from the Manex Group. So can you tell me a bit about your background? You stay so long now here in the business, you should know almost everything, I guess.
Well, welcome, and it's very kind of you to say so, although I think you've stretched my credulity a little bit.
Okay.
You're right, I have been in the business for a long time. I started in 1967. And I've been either as a lawyer or as a principal and officer and director of a number, many exploration companies over that period of time, most of which never found mines, but 5 of which did.
Okay.
And I like to think that's a pretty good track record over that period of time, because I made some money and the shareholders made some money, because it's a high risk, high reward situation. And we did very well with those mines in Canada and in Mexico.
Okay, and so you are so long in the market right now, so you saw already the bad times and the good times, and what should we do? Should we stay in the good times and go out in the bad times, and or what's your decision? What do you did in the past?
Well, I think there's a British saying, it was the best of times and it was the worst of times, and we've had both of them. It's all cyclical.
Yes.
And you know, history has proven that, and certainly my history has proven that. And another buzzy word is, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And so my credo and how I live my life is you stay there and you try to create value in the companies, even though the market doesn't recognize that value.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's difficult to do that, because one of the ingredients you have to put into the mix, besides a good property and good geologists and good science, is money. And the money comes from the speculators. We call an investor a speculator, but that's in fact what we are. It's high risk, high reward, and often the reward is well commensurate with the risk. So if you're confident that management of the company will have the tenacity to stay there, then I think the shareholders should stay there. And if they see an opportunity with the company developing to double down their bet and put some more money in the deal, often they'll be tremendously rewarded. So that's what I do. That's what I suggest to my family and my colleagues to do, and it works.
Okay, but what do the companies has to do to get the shareholders or not the shareholders, the investors trust back in that market right now? All the share price got hammered in the last couple of 1.5 years, and it's an exploration company. You need to have money from investors. So what should they do?
I think they should look at the depth of management,
yes,
the caliber of the property. But does the management have the ability, and I'll pat myself on the back, but we do in the Manex Group have the ability to deal with people with deeper pockets.
Okay.
That is senior exploration companies or senior miners. And in our group we have 3, and soon to be announced next week, 4 majors exploring our properties. And that's all you can do at this time, is you have to bring their money and their expertise to your property. And you take dilution in the ground, but you don't take dilution in the market in your share capital, because if you can't sell your shares at a reasonable price to raise expiration money, and you still need expiration money,
yes,
then you have to give a senior company an opportunity to earn, and these days it used to be 51%, now it's 55, 60, and if they take it into production and you can talk them into carrying you to production, then 70%. But if the shareholders have 70% of a mine, then that's a very good payday.
That's right.
And that's what you have to do, is you have to assess the company to see if the management has the competence and the experience to do that.
Yes.
And if they do that, invest with them.
Okay. So that means if the shareholders are sitting in the moment on a big loss, so for them to stay as the management does, right?
To some extent, yes. Of course, you never have a loss unless you sell the stock.
That's right.
But it certainly hurts every day when you look at what your net worth now is. But you have to assess: does the company have the ability to develop something as a senior property or a mine that somebody wants to buy at a profit to the shareholders? And if all those ingredients are there, then you have the makings of turning your dollars into multi-dollars.
Okay. So it's better to stay in the boat, don't get out, and wait until the market moves, and so you don't miss the up move, right?
That's my view. If you've already sunk the money, unless you're retiring and you dreadfully need that money to pay your net rent, that's a different thing. But I used to have an old mentor, Murray Pesum, who said, never invest more than you can lose. And that's what you have to think about in the speculative market, because you've got a chance to make an awful lot of money and you've got a chance to lose your money. So don't spend the last nest egg that your family has.
No way.
But if you want to speculate and you want higher returns than 2% that the bank is going to give you, then
if you get 2%.
If you get it, then invest in a company that's trying to turn rock into money.
That is the best opportunity. That's right. So under the Manex Group, you have such companies?
We do. Okay. We've got 6 companies under management.
Okay.
When I say management, the Manex Group is a company that's owned by me. It's a private company, and it doesn't make money. What it does is it charges the exploration company for the provision of all the services that an exploration company needs. That's legal, bookkeeping, accounting, corporate finance, and geology. Okay. And we're able to attract very competent people into our Manex Group because they're all rewarded with stock options in the companies. And so if the shareholders make money, then the employees make money. Of course, everybody has to have a bit of a wage to live on, but what we're trying to do is to take that precious amount of money that each exploration company has and spend the money in the ground looking for rock and not paying accountants and lawyers.
That's right. So
I can say that because I'm a lawyer.
Okay, you are a lawyer too?
I am.
Yeah. You work as a lawyer as well? No.
Well, I do. Do everything.
Okay.
As needed, that's what I do. But I'm a practicing lawyer, and I'm a Queen's Counsel, which is a nice award that's given to old fellows like me.
Okay. And for our viewers, what I think you said, especially every 6 companies they have to look after. But what's your favorite projects? What you have right now here in the group?
The company, excuse me, the companies in our group want to explore in risk-free areas.
Yes.
So we're on the west side of North America.
Okay.
From Mexico through the United States to Canada. And for instance, there's one company in British Columbia which is developing an ore body which can become a mine, a gold with a silver byproduct. It's got about, if we can please add a couple of categories, about 1.4 million ounces of gold, and we're using other people's money in that. Agnico Eagle, one of the foremost mining companies certainly in Canada, with underground mining expertise, is spending $25 million to develop that property. And we expect in 2014 that we're going to see a marked increase in the resource there. I'm always optimistic, so I say marked increase, but the geologists tell me there's a very good chance of doing that. So that's one example. Then we go down to Nevada, which is a tremendous place to explore. We have an office in Reno. We have some 17, 18 advanced properties there. One was an open pit gold mine. We own it 100%. It has the opportunity to come back into production in a short term through the permitting phase with a reasonable capex. We've been interviewing a number of mining companies, and we expect that we should have a deal to be announced in the short term to use again somebody else's money, because it's not possible for us to raise that sort of money,
especially in that
and then you go to Mexico, where this silver, lead, zinc ore comes from.
It's a nice rock.
It is indeed, and it's about Rob, our geologist, will probably tell me it's not $300 rock, but let me say it is.
Okay, looks like a $3,000 rock.
It's something that you can turn into money.
That's right.
But we found a property down there that has two operating mines on it. The property had been consolidated for the first time in 20 years with the claim groups coming together. We're buying it right, and we're using money from Freeport-McMoran Exploration Company.
What's a big company?
Which is the exploration arm of the largest copper miner in the world.
Okay.
And we're hoping that they can prove that underlying the silver, lead, zinc near surface deposit is a porphyry copper gold underlying it, very similar to the Penasquito mine, which was discovered by Western Silver, and I was one of the founders of Western Silver.
Okay.
And it's one of the largest mines in the world, and certainly in Mexico.
Okay.
With 18 million, I believe it is, ounces of gold and over 1 billion ounces of silver. And with deep drilling by Goldcorp, the story is that they're finding at depths porphyry deposit as the genesis of all of this wonderful minerals that become ore, which become money. Okay. And we're trying to emulate that, and we're using Freeport's money to do that. So that's what you have to do in constrained times, is have the ability to use the money, the science, the expertise of somebody else, with good oversight from our group. And that's why all of the companies in our group can do that, because they have the very best. Because you spread the cost and you spread the risk, and you give the reward to the people that are working for you, that they make their own luck. If the company's successful, then everybody's successful.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So you are behind silver and behind gold, and we saw the gold price went up to 1,900 something, and we saw it dropped around to $1,000, and we are right now, I think, around about $1,200, and we are in the beginning of 2014. What do you think? Where will we see the gold price during this year?
I don't want to pick nits with you, but 1254 is a good number today.
Okay.
Not just 1200. What do I see as the gold price? In my experience, we were mining gold at Hemlo, for instance, in 1986. Had prices much less than the present day prices. And so you get the argument: are your operating costs more, less, etc. I've never been operational. I've never been a miner, but I've been told that at these prices, with efficient mining methods, a good profit can be made. And I certainly don't know much about geopolitics and what the Americans are doing and tapering of these matters, but I listen a lot. And I like to listen to people like John Ing, Maison Placement, who says $2,000 gold. Or Eric Sprott, who says the same thing in 2014. So my heart hopes they're right. My mind says perhaps, but I think we're seeing stability here.
Yes,
and I think we're seeing incremental value, and the miners will have to be efficient on the other end. And if they can, and there's an awful lot of mining companies now that are knocking on doors such as ours and say, we want to explore and develop your property.
Okay.
And if they're, with all their smart people, making those decisions, then I think that's a great indicator that they're not, sure, they're concerned about the price of gold. They'd like it to be higher. But if any of them are as old as I am, they can remember when it was $250 and there was still gold coming out of the ground. So I don't think investors and people that you talk to should be really focused on day-to-day fluctuations in the gold price. If it stays at a reasonable price where there's a net profit, it'll be mined. What's happening that there's tremendous value out there in deposits and resources,
right? And
they're going to be developed unless gold goes to silly numbers.
Yeah, I don't think though that the gold will stay at this level, but I'm not sure if we see gold at 2000 by the end of the year. But as you said, we see a stabilization right now, and that's perfect. And so you will survive with all your companies.
That's our intention. I've been in the business for 47 years, and the shareholders help by helping with small private placements. We attract new shareholders because we say this is a great entry level, and financing now. If you give a unit, which consists of a warrant also, with a fairly long time horizon, say 3 years, at a reasonable strike price.
Yes.
Then that's a tremendous call on the price of gold, on the future of the company, and people should be investing in companies that offer unit offerings at reasonable price.
Yes.
So we stand behind our companies. All of our directors and officers are shareholders, and we're there to make money.
Okay.
That's why we're here.
And
we want to make money at the same time shareholders make money.
That's the way it works. So everybody's happy then. Should be happy then.
We like happiness.
Yes. Larry, thanks a lot that you found some time and having us here to do that really nice interview. We got a lot of information right now for our viewers, and I wish you good luck for the next couple of years, and it was really nice to have you here.
My pleasure. Thanks
a
for
lot.
speaking with me. Okay.